So let us continue our classes. Okay, string of pearls. Okay, China's strategic presence and dual-use infrastructure development in various countries surrounding in India, such as Sri Lanka, Pakistan, and Maldives, Bangladesh, and Myanmar, raise concerns about inside government. Example: Hambantota Port, Sri Lanka, Gwadar Port, Pakistan, etc. Non-reciprocity of India's recognition on one China policy. China's EPEC passes through Pakistan, occupied Kashmir, POK, compromising India's sovereignty. India had already recognized one China policy in 2003. However, reciprocation in form of one India policy from the Chinese side has remained absent. One China policy is diplomatic acknowledgement of China's position that there is only one Chinese government, even though Taiwan, which calls itself Republic of China, ROC, has been governed independently of PRC since 1949. Freedom of navigation in IOR. Okay, China's territorial claims in the South China Sea, contested by neighboring countries, pose concerns for freedom of navigation and stability in the Indian Ocean region IOR, which affects India's strategic interests. Okay, reasons for China's assertiveness along LAC. India's strategic autonomy and rising global supporter. India as a economic and military power. China is more of India's economic and military rise and recent status as the world's most populous country. For India, a hot border means the diversion of even greater resources for a frontier defense, making it difficult for India to focus not only on its border strategic competition with China, but it will also further strengthen China-Pakistan alliance. Rejection of BRI. India is the only country in South Asia to opt out China's BRI program launched in 2013. India as regional democratic power. India's presence is a sustainable alternative to China. China's debt trap policy for neighboring countries challenging China influence. For example, Maldives under President Mohamed Mouzi, who previously championed India out campaign, announced adoption of vision for comprehensive economic and maritime security partnership with India. India has also championed for raising the voice of global South in different global forums and multilateral institutions like the IMF and the UNSC. Okay, the Bhutan factor. If China gains control of international, it would mean that the Kingdom of Bhutan and would have China as its neighbor on both the western and eastern borders, which could give its military a huge advantage. China has proposed to swap areas in Doklam under the Bhutanese control with areas in Jakarlung and Pasamlung, which China claims. So, Doklam projects between Bhutan and India and China cuts very close to India's Siliguri corridor, Chicken Neck, a narrow area connecting the northeastern states to the rest of India. China's efforts to move closer to the Siliguri corridor is a security threat for India, Bhutan, and India and Bhutan. Arunachal Pradesh strategic importance. Strategic location. Arunachal Pradesh is the closest location for India to target China with missiles. Also, Arunachal is the best location for India to deploy a multi-layered air defense system for possible attacks from China. It also provides China strategic entry into India's northeast region. Tibet factor. The Tawang of Arunachal Pradesh is an important center of Tibetan Buddhism. There are some tribes in the upper Arunachal Pradesh region which have a cultural connections to the people of Tibet. Okay, China fears that the presence of these ethnic groups in Arunachal would at some stage give rise to pro-democracy Tibetan movement against Beijing. Ideological and challenging global dynamics. Chinese Middle Kingdom complex or sins of terrorism in the contemporary foreign policy of Chinese President Xi Jinping is said to be motivated by the Middle Kingdom complex of Sinocentrism. Okay, Sinocentrism is the ethocentric political ideology that regards China as a civilized center of the world, surrounded by the barbarians and savages. Okay, do you know Tawang hosts Tawang Gondan Academical as a Tawang monastery, which is the second largest monastery of the Tibetan Buddhism in the world. The monastery was founded by the monk Marag Lord Jamsto in the year 1681 to the honor of the wishes of the fifth Dalai Lama. Next, we have some commonalities with the Chinese BRI as part of the Sinocentric worldview of China, which in turn was challenged to the Western liberal economic order and India's status in Asia. India's born homie with democratic powers. India's participation in alliance like the Quad with the United States, Japan, and Australia strengthened its counterbalance to China, making China way of India's rise. So, come on, grace on warfare. It's a idea between peace and war. It involves use of unconventional tactics and strategies that fall below the threshold of traditional warfare. It aims to harm an adversary without them fearing threatened or realizing they are under attack. Okay, example: salami slicing strategy that involves taking over territory in a very gradual manner. It has been allegedly used by China for territorial expansion in the South China Sea. Conclusion: going forward, in the words of India's Minister of External Affairs, the relationship between India and China is quite a challenge since India and China are the two most populous countries in the world, both rising in a broadly parallel time frame physically next to each other. The relationship was profoundly affected by the 2020 military standoff, as it has always been an assumption by India that peace and tranquility in the border areas is a prerequisite for the development of bilateral ties. Both countries will also have to look at it slowly and progressively. India-Maldives relationship. The President of Maldives made his maiden bilateral state visit India after winning the presidential election last year. Key outcomes of the visit: both sides announced adoption of vision for comprehensive economic and maritime security partnership with the encompasses development cooperation, agreed to support timely completion of greater Mali connectivity project, essential trade and economic cooperation, initiate discussions on bilateral free trade agreement. Both sides agreed to operationalize settlements of trade transactions in local currencies to reduce dependencies on foreign currencies, etc. Digital and financial insight: the launch of RuPay card in Maldives will enhance ease of payments for Indian tourists visiting Maldives, etc. Health cooperation to work towards recognition of Indian pharma Copy government of Maldives followed by establishment of India Maldives Jan Aushadhi Kendras across Maldives, etc. Both sides signed currency swap agreements to help Maldives in managing their foreign exchange reserves. It was signed under the SARC currency swap framework 2024-27. CSA is a contract under which two counterparts agree to exchange two currencies at a set rate and then to re-exchange these currencies at an agreed upon rate at a fixed date in future. Inauguration of runway at the Hanimadu International Airport and India's support for the development of a new commercial port in Tilafushi. Significance of Maldives for the geopolitical Maldives is one of the cornerstones of India's neighborhood first policy and saga security and growth of all in the region due to its location. Next we have so strategic Maldives is a geographically positioned like a toll gate between the Western Indian Ocean and checkpoints, Gulf of Aden and Strait of Hormuz, and Eastern Indian Ocean and checkpoint of Strait of Malacca, and situated along key shipping lanes in the Indian Ocean. Maldives is central to India's interest in safeguarding freedom of navigation, regional security and stability. Geoeconomics, Maldives is located along the major commercial sea lines of communication SLOC. 50% of India's external trade and 80% of Indian energy imports transferred through SLOC in the vicinity of Maldives. Also, India emerged as Maldives' largest trade partner in 2023, touching the almost $1 billion security. A strong relationship with the Maldives will enable India to counter China's ambitious string of pearls in the IOR. Counter-terrorism and piracy for India. Maldives is the first line of defense against terrorism, piracy on the high seas, drug trafficking, etc. in the Indian Ocean. Diaspora and tourism. Indian expatriate makes up a large part of the workforce in the Maldives, especially in sectors like healthcare and education. Also, it is a popular tourist destination for Indians, which benefits both economies. Challenge in the bilateral relations. China's strategic fortress. China's rising fortress in the Maldives through the Belt and Road Initiative (BRI) string of pearls. Construction investment in Maldivian infrastructure has raised concerns for India. Example: construction of the Sinamele Bridge back to military assistance to Maldives. Its radicalization increased radical Islam's fundamentals in Maldives, including Pakistan-backed jihadi terror groups, Islamic State, etc. India's concern: these terrorist organizations may use Maldives as a launch pad for attacks on India and Indian sentiments. Growth of Indian sentiments under the current Maldivian regime banning the withdrawal of Indian military troops and helicopters, halting Indian infrastructure development in the out cabinet, etc. Lack of transparency and misunderstanding, raising of objection by local Maldivian media in the agreements signed between the previous regime and India. Indian grant in aid UDF Uthuru Tilafalhu Island Harbour project was speculated by Maldivian media that it would be turned into an Indian naval base instead of Maldivian Coast Guard harbour and dockyard. Okay, we had to strengthen the bilateral relationship, cooperation and project. India needs to speed up cooperation and timely deliver infrastructure project. Example: Great Valley Connectivity Project to offer alternative Chinese project. Enhance financial aid. India's economic outreach is essential to help Maldives break free of China's step for leverage modular diplomacy. Security cooperation. Both countries need to strengthen cooperations in areas of anti-terrorism, counter-radicalization through measures like joint security exercises, intelligence sharing, etc. Soft diplomacy and perception management. India needs to engage its cultural aspects like diaspora, films, music, and people-to-people exchanges to counter and India's invest, build confidence, and earn the goodwill of one of the Maldivian people. Gujarat Doctrine. India needs to adhere to the principles of Gujarat Doctrine that guide the conduct of India's foreign relations with the immediate neighbors. India-Canada relationship. The diplomatic tensions escalated with the India and Canada. More than this, India ordered the expulsion of 6 Canadian diplomats and announced the withdrawal of its High Commissioner to Canada amidst a diplomatic dispute. Okay. Earlier, Canada has asked India to waive off diplomatic immunity of Indian officials, allowing their involvement in an investigative matter, which India considered a prospectus. Okay, diplomatic immunity is a principle of international law, primarily derived from the Vienna Convention 1961, as per which foreign government officials are not subject to jurisdiction to local authorities and other authorities for both their official and personal activities. Next, we have reason to develop recent fallout in Indo-Canada relationship. Issue of Khalistani extremist 6 separatist groups supported by the Canada have been a strain on relations, causing diplomatic fallout. Indian sovereignty, despite repeated cautions from India, Canada's support of Khalistani activities like an official referendum on forming an independent 6 state in 2023 is an attack of India's sovereignty. Security cooperation, multiple extraction requests from the government of India in respect of terrorists and organized crime. Leaders living in India have been disregarded. Okay. Effectively, comprehensive economic partnership agreement and foreign investment promotion and protection agreement have seen no progress. Vote bank politics. Sikh community, especially in provinces like Ontario and British Columbia, from key vote bank for political parties. The significance of India-Canada relations. Strategic and security cooperation in both countries support a rules-based order in the Indo-Pacific, which is essential for regional security, peace, and trade. Canada's Indo-Pacific strategy acknowledges China as an increasingly disruptive global power and India as a critical partner for collaboration in the shared interests of the region. Economic and trade. In 2023, bilateral trades in goods between the two countries test $9.36 billion with exporting $3.80 billion and importing $5.56 USD. The bilateral trade in services in 2023 was $9.99 billion. Investment opportunities. Canadian pension funds have cumulatively invested over $75 billion in India and are increasingly viewing India as a favorable destination for investments. Diaspora. Canada hosts one of the largest Indian diaspora abroad, that is approximately equal to 1.8 million, which accounts for more than 3% of the total population. Civil nuclear cooperation agreement NCA with Canada was signed in 2010, which under a joint committee on civil nuclear cooperation was constituted. Defense Cooperation Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) between DIDO and Canadian Commercial Corporation (CCC) for development of military and defense-related technology infrastructure, etc. was renewed in 2021, signed in 2016. Okay. Probable impact of recent diplomatic fallout. Strategic cooperation with Western countries response, including Five Eye Alliance, has been relatively restrained, which might strain cooperation, security, defense, nuclear energy, etc. Okay. Economic and trade agreements may hurt bilateral trade and investments flow, and further delays in trade negotiations. Example: India-Canada Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement (CEPA), for Investment Promotion and Protection Agreement (FIPA), and Early Progress Trade Agreements (APDA). Okay. Diaspora and student concern. Growing tensions may affect Indian diaspora in Canada, especially Indian students. Estimated to 2,37,000 Indian students study in Canada. December 2023 compromises a significant section of the international students population of the country. Immigration and visa processing, suspension in visa services, hiding security threats could disrupt travel and immigrant plans for individuals between the two countries. Okay, steps needed to strengthen the relationship. Constructive diplomacy initiative, high-level discussions to address mutual concerns transparently. Okay, both sides should express their concerns without disrupting the status quo. Security cooperation, okay, cooperate and collaborate on counter-terrorism, Palestine extremism under the framework for cooperative cooperation on counter-terrorism and violent extremism. 2080 signed between the two countries. Economic and trade relations, resume negotiation and on trade agreements. Example: CEPA, durable economic ties, investments flows, etc. Engage the diaspora. Both countries should encourage diaspora and track to diplomacy channels to build on people-to-people ties, cultural exchanges, and dialogues, and conflict resolution efforts. Strategic interest needs to strengthen cooperation in key strategic interests such as countering China in the Pacific region and emphasizing freedom of navigation and rule-based order. Okay. About 5 islands. It is a multilateral intelligence sharing network shared by the over 20 different agencies of 5 English-speaking countries: United Kingdom, United States of America, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Intelligence in non-political intelligence oversight, review, and security entities of the 5 countries. Okay. It is a both surveillance-based and signals intelligence (SIGINT). It had established 5 intelligence oversight and review council to increase cooperation. Next, we have the ASEAN. Why the Prime Minister PM of India participated in the 21st ASEAN India Summit in Vientiane, Lao PDR, about Association of Southeast Asian Nations (ASEAN). It is an intergovernmental grouping aimed at promoting political and economic cooperation and regional stability among its members and other countries in Asia. It was established in 1967 in Bangkok with the signing of the ASEAN Declaration Bangkok Declaration by 5 members: Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, and Thailand. Presently, it has 10 members. From a map. Headquarters Jakarta in the Indonesia institutional mechanism. Next, we have ASEAN. ASEAN Summit meets annually to discuss regional issues and set policy directions, chaired by annually rotating presidency. ASEAN Coordinating Council (ACC) oversees the implementation of ASEAN agreements and decisions. ASEAN Secretariat supports and facilitates ASEAN's activities and initiatives. ASEAN Regional Forum (ARF) platform for dialogue and cooperation on political and security issues among ASEAN members countries and their partners. India joined ARF in 1996. Decision making is done through consultation and consensus. ASEAN Future Forum proposed by the Vietnam at the 43rd ASEAN Summit in 2023. There is a common platform for ASEAN members states as well as partners countries to share new ideas and policy recommendations. India is founding members. Key developments on the 21st Asia ASEAN India Summit reviewed the progress of ASEAN India Comprehensive Strategic Partnership and charted the future directions of cooperation. Leaders agreed to create new ASEAN India Plan of Action 2018-2030 to realize the full potential of the ASEAN India partnership, and adopted 2 joint statements. Announced a 10-point plan aligning with summit theme enhancing connectivity and resilience. Joint statement on strengthening ASEAN India Comprehensive Strategic Partnership, accelerate review of ASEAN India Trade in Goods Agreement (ADIGA) to enhance trade, simplify process and cooperation. Welcome the launch of the ASEAN India Fund for Digital Future to support joint activities. A joint statement on advancing digital transformation, digital public infrastructure to share best practice in DPA development, implement joint initiatives for regional integration and address challenges in health, okay, etc. Financial technology, explore collaborations on cross-border payments systems through innovative digital solutions. Okay. The next, other tracks of diplomacy. Track 1.5, diplomacy occurs when government representatives and non-government experts engage in dialogue or meeting together in less formal ways than track 1, diplomacy. Track 2, diplomacy denotes a purely unofficial channel for dialogue between non-governmental experts without direct government involvement. Okay, 10-point plan to strengthen India-ASEAN ties. Okay, ASEAN-India Year Tourism 2085 commitment of $5.55 million for promoting tourism between India and ASEAN countries. Annual Women Scientists Conclave to be organized under the India's ASEAN Science and Technology Fund. Review of trade agreement, review of ASEAN-India trade in goods agreement by 2008. Health Resilient Track institutionalized of ASEAN-India Health Ministers meeting. Okay, cyber policy dialogue mechanism for an India ASEAN cyber policy dialogue to strengthen Indian digital and cyber resilience. Okay. Celebrated 10 years of active policy, focus on youth summits, hackathons, startups, festivals, and cultural exchange, etc. Scholarships, expansions, doubling master's scholarships at Nalanda University and new ones of India's Agricultural University. Disaster relief, allocation of $5 million for enhancing disaster relief from ASEAN India Fund. Workshops on green hydrogen to promote a green future and sustainable energy solutions. Climate resilience campaign inviting ASEAN leaders to participate in EK PEDMA Kanam Plan for Mother campaign. Okay, cybersecurity to enhance cybersecurity cooperation for the digital economy and welcome the first ASEAN India Track 1 cyber policy dialogue about Track 1 diplomacy. It refers to official diplomacy where communication is directly between or among governments. Okay, these formal discussions are conducted by the diplomats, head of the states, and other official authorities. Other key sectors: artificial intelligence, AI, capacity building, and knowledge sharing, sustainable financing, and investment and implementation of mechanisms were also announced. Importance of ASEAN for the economic partnership and trade. ASEAN is India's fourth largest trading partner and accounts for 11% of India's global trade. The bilateral trade between India and ASEAN stood at $122.67 billion during 2023-24. Convergence with Indo-Pacific strategy. ASEAN centrally is a crucial component of India's activist policy and its Indo-Pacific strategy, reflecting the convergence of interests in the region. Also, it plays a role in stability in the eastern neighborhood. For example, in Myanmar, connectivity with the northeastern connectivity initiatives with the ASEAN can boost economic development in India's other northeastern states by positioning them as a hub for regional trade and commerce. Example, Kaladan multi-modal transport project, etc. Balancing China's influence and strengthening the ties with ASEAN will help India to counterbalance the growing Chinese influence in the region. Ensuring maritime security, India engages with ASEAN to secure critical maritime routes, including the Malacca Strait, vital for India's maritime security and trade. Tourism and education. ASEAN countries are popular among Indian tourists, while ASEAN students increasingly steady in India. These exchanges strengthen soft power and goodwill between the region. Significance of ASEAN in the Indo-Pacific region. Geopolitical and economic centrality. Southeast Asia, where ASEAN is centered, is a crucial conduct and portal to the dynamic Asia-Pacific and Indian Ocean region, which are key centers of the economic growth and geopolitical shift. Rules-based order. ASEAN plays a central role in promoting rules-based security architecture in the Indo-Pacific region, which is essential for the region's peace, security, stability, and prosperity. Balancing great power rivalry. ASEAN's centrality helps balance the influence of major powers like the United States and China in the Indo-Pacific region. Okay, connectivity. ASEAN promotes connectivity initiatives to enhance regional integration and development in the Indo-Pacific region, complementing the master plan on ASEAN connectivity MPAC 2025. Challenges in India-ASEAN relationship. Economic concerns in India's decision to walk out of the regional comprehensive economic partnership RCEP and had created a sense of economic disappointment for ASEAN members. Trade imbalances. India's trade deficit with the ASEAN has increased over the years. Trade deficit in 2016-27 was $9.66 billion, which increased to $43.57 billion in 2023. Lack of multilateral engagement. India engages with the ASEAN countries more on a bilateral basis rather than through a multilateral approach. Increasing Chinese influence. Growing Chinese presence in Southeast Asia through Belt and Road Initiative (BRI) limits the ability of ASEAN to harness India's potential for economic gain and regional stability. Connectivity. Despite efforts to enhance connectivity, physical and digital connectivity between India and ASEAN countries remain limited. Delay in completing infrastructure projects. Example: a multi-modal transport project India, Myanmar, Thailand trilateral highway has impeded the progress of economic cooperation affecting trade, investments, and people-to-people ties. Okay, analysis of ASEAN with respect to other multilateral organizations. Quad challenges to ASEAN centrally. ASEAN perceives the Quad as a potentially undermine its central role in the Indo-Pacific region. The involvement of major powers like the United States of America and India with the Quad's strategic framework raises concerns over ASEAN's influence and leadership in regional security and diplomatic matters. Impact on ASEAN regional forum. ARF. The ARF established by the ASEAN aims to maintain ASEAN's influence in the Indo-Pacific by providing a platform for political and security dialogue among 27 participants, including US and China. The Quad rise is seen as a competing security initiative, potentially sidelining the ARF, a threat to the ZOPAN framework to prevent external interference in the Indo-Pacific, particularly in the Southeast Asia. ASEAN members signed the Zone of Peace, Freedom and Neutrality (ZOPAN) agreement in 1971. The Quad's activities in the region are viewed as potentially undermining this commitment to neutrality. The South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation (SAARC), economic and trade development. ASEAN has demonstrated rapid growth, regional and global trade compared to SARC, which has struggled to achieve similar levels of economic integration and cooperation. Success in regional initiative. ASEAN has achieved significant milestones in areas such as food security, agriculture development, humanitarian assistance, and regional security, often surpassing the accomplishment of SARC in these sectors. Okay, Bay of Bengal initiatives for multi-sectoral technical and economic cooperation (BIMSTEC), bridge between South Asia and Southeast Asia. BIMSTEC fostered collaboration between SARC and ASEAN nations, enhancing intra-regional connectivity and cooperation across South and Southeast Asia. Okay, we way ahead, strengthen relations with 10.1 lays a solid foundation for deeper collaboration, mutual respect, and shared growth between India and ASEAN nations, furthering India's vision of ASEAN centrality. Indo-Pacific highlighted in 2018, Shangri-La dialogue enhanced economic and trade has explained and expand the scope and effectiveness of ASEAN-India Free Trade Agreement (FTA) to help address the trade imbalance. Maritime cooperation, robust maritime cooperation between India and ASEAN is crucial for realization of the full potential of the securing sea lines of communication and for prosperity of the strategic Indo-Pacific region. Okay, counterbalance, and India should initiate an Indo-Pacific maritime partnership that seeks mutually beneficial maritime security partnership with the ASEAN nations. Boost connectivity, complete key connectivity projects. example, India, Myanmar, Thailand, and Thailand trilateral highway and explored extensions to the other Asian countries. Okay, enhancing trade and cultural ties. BRICS. Why there is a 16th BRICS summit, and the first summit with the extended BRICS membership was held in Kazan, Russia. About the summit, adoption of Kazan Declaration strengthening multilateralism for just global development and security was adopted. Extend to the full support to Brazil for its BRICS chairship 2025 for the holding of the 17th BRICS Summit in Brazil. British economist Jim O'Neill in 2001 coined the acronym BRICS, representing the emerging economies of Brazil, Russia, India, and China. Three pillars of cooperation of BRICS: political and security, economic and financial, cultural and people-to-people cooperation. Okay, next we have the BRICS. BRICS started functioning as a formal grouping in the margins of G8 Outreach Summit in 2006. First BRICS Summit was held in Russia in 2009. BRICS became BRICS with the inclusion of South Africa in 2010. Members and bilateral initial 5 members are BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and 5 new members BRICS plus Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and United Arab Emirates. It represents 45% of the world's population, 37.3% of the world GDP, compared to EU's 14.5%, and these are 29.3%. Reasons for collaborations of BRICS members countries, okay, are mostly big countries in both areas and populations and face similar challenges. Want to make proper use of their untapped economy through collaboration, aim to create alternative global infrastructure in economic and financial fields. Want to explore the markets in their region as the countries are gateways into the macro regions. Okay, next key initiatives: area financial initiative, New Development Bank (NDB) headquartered in Shanghai 2014, aim to provide financial resources for infrastructure and sustainable development projects in BRICS and other developing countries. It has an equal distribution of voting shares among the BRICS founding members. Okay, a contingent reserve arrangement, CRA, financial safety, and to provide short-term liquidity support to member countries, okay, facing balance of payments difficulties. BRICS cross-border payments initiative, BCBI. BRICS Pay is a payment service built on blockchain technology for making settlements between member states and provide an alternative to existing global financial infrastructure dominated by the Western systems like SWIFT. BRICS Grain Exchange, a Russian initiative to establish a grain commodity trading platform within the BRICS to develop fair agricultural trading. BRICS Clear Depository, it's a cross-border payment settlement and depository infrastructure. Voice to Global South. BRICS 2 Plus dialogue. The dialogue was hosted with the emerging markets and developing countries from Asia, Africa, Europe, Latin America, and the Middle East with the motto BRICS and the Global South, okay, building a better world together. And TOS BRICS partner country. This new category added 30 new partner countries, including Cuba, Turkey, and Vietnam. Security BRICS rapid information security channel promotes exchanges of information on cyber threats among the central banks. In its 14th summit in 2022, BRICS called for finalization and adoption of the Comprehensive Convention on International Terrorism within the UN framework. I said BRICS remote sensing, satellite constellation, enhancing cooperation in space technology and remote sensing. BRICS Science, Technology, and Innovation STI framework program 2015 to support excellent research and priority areas which can best be addressed by a multinational approach. Recently, Summit supported BRICS and R&D Vaccine Center and BRICS integrated early warning system for preventing mass infection diseases risk. Okay, relevance of BRICS in contemporary world. Canada security with Iran, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates as members. BRICS countries produce about 45% of the world's product. Voice for Global South. BRICS acts as a platform for India to raise concerns and advocates for the rights of developing countries, acting as a leader of Global South on issues such as terrorism, climate change. Okay, safe space for dialogue. BRICS provides neutral platform for India to engage in dialogue and manage potential rivals even during times of bilateral tensions. India-China standoff. Okay, boosting multilateral reform demands. It allows India to push for reforms to institutions such as UNSC and WTO for ensuring equitable global order. With the expectation of Ethiopia and Iran, all BRICS plus countries are WTO members. Challenges associated with the formation of BRICS was rooted in the long-term economic interest in the member countries, but it has yet to reach its full potential due to various challenges, including underutilization, economic potential. For example, in intra-BRICS trade, while BRICS countries collectively account for 80% of the global trade, intra-BRICS trade remains low at just 2.2% as of 2022. Geographical separation and dominance of China is in a trade is a key issue. BRICS credit rating agency CRR, it was proposed in 2018 but was not taken up to due to a lack of consensus among members. De-dollarization. Some members like Iran, Russia, and China now trade their own currencies, although there is a talk of a common BRICS plus currency. Experts see this unlikely, especially with the group's recent expansion. Inability to create alternative global financial institutions. NDB lacks the fund needed to match the reach and impact of the World Bank and IMF or the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank AIB, which was initiated by China in 2000. Unlike the AIB, which co-finances projects with the World Bank, Asian Development Bank, ADB, etc. The NDB has limited partnership and co-financing arrangement. Inability influence global institutions. For example, BRICS plus countries collectively hold only about 90% of the voting power within the International Bank of Reconstruction and Development (IBRD), compared to about 40% of the held by the G7 countries and about 23% by EU 27 nations. On the other hand, India and Brazil were the largest recipients of IBRD loans in 2023, yet contributed just 5% of Third, the imbalance undermines BRICS plus efforts to influence international financial standards and policies. Inability to stand as a cohesive bloc for geopolitical rivalries exists between BRICS members, such as between India and China or Saudi Arabia and Iran, which limit the group's ability to function area as a unified entity in global issues. Members' economies are no longer. For example, China is struggling from economic slowdown, whereas Russia has been in decline for years. On the ongoing war will enfeeble it further. South Africa also remains saddened with high unemployment and profound governance and fiscal challenges. Perception of being an anti-West organization potentially limiting cooperations in areas of shared interest such as climate change, trade, and geopolitical global security. Existence of similar grouping, for example, unlike BRICS, which includes diverse range of geopolitical system, IBSA consists of democracies that may find it easier to establish a shared agenda and foster cooperation. Similarly, BASIC is also considered to be more cohesive group than BRICS. About IBSA, the IBSA Dialogue Forum was established in 2003 by India, Brazil, and South Africa to address global governance, reforms, WTO negotiation, climate change, and terrorism based on shared values and goals for global institutional responsibility. Achievements, development assistance, IBSA Facility for Poverty and Hunger Alleviation, IBSA Fund has supported various development projects more than 30 countries for fighting against poverty and hunger. In the global defense cooperation, a joint naval exercise IBSA-MR is carried out between the member countries. Partnership in areas, example IBSA educational program to promote professional knowledge in the field of productive medicine and endocrinology. IBSA science, technology, and innovation partnership to foster research, collaboration, etc. About basic compromising Brazil, South Africa, India, and China was formed in 2009 to address climate issues in alignment with G77 and developing countries. Interest members countries put together has 1/3 of the world's geographical area and nearly 40% of the world's population. Achievement United States on climate change. Basic countries emphasizes that the principles of equity and common but differentiated responsibility and respective capabilities CBDRC HVD at the center of the global stock. Copenhagen Accord. The basic group was instrumental in the negotiation leading to the Copenhagen Accord, which included voluntary emissions reducing a pledge from major economies for the first time. Promoting South-South cooperation, they are committed to sharing best practice and supporting each other through South as they further develop their domestic climate policies and actions. Okay, way forward, develop clear and shared visions outlining long-term goals and objectives will help align diverse interests from member states and foster a sense of unity. Setting up a permanent secretary is also necessary. Such vision should facilitate the larger BRICS to challenge the dominance of existing global institutions such as the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund (IMF). They are strongly influenced by the West. Defining membership criteria, advocating clear membership criteria for BRICS will help ease India's concerns about who could be the future members of the BRICS. Okay, consensus building, prioritize diplomacy and dialogue to resolve differences and build consensus among the members states, enhance institutional capacity, strengthen the institutional capacity of BRICS Plus to support its cooperations and making its initiative including NDB, BRICS, Pay, etc. more effective. Checking Chinese influence, India needs to balance the strategic influence with China. Experts in the BRICS grouping with its economic diplomacy and its relations with Russia and China. Conclusion: the success of BRICS Plus will depend on how well members overcome internal differences, find common ground, and leverage the strength. While expansion offers more greater representation in global governance, realizing its potential will require strong cooperation and effort. News interest: India and Uzbekistan signed a bilateral investment treaty (BID). The signing of the BID between both nations will promote economic cooperation and create a more robust and resilient investment environment. It will increase the comfort level and boost the confidence of investors. About BID, BID is a reciprocal agreement for according to the production to investments by nationals and companies of the one state and to another state. India approved a new model BID text in 2015, which replaced Indian model BID 1993. Since the model text 2015 is used for negotiations of BIDs and investment chapters FTAs or economic partnership agreements. Key features of model BID: national trade and similar treatments and domestic investors. Okay, protections from exploration, limiting countries' ability to dominate foreign investments in this territory. Settlements of disputes, exhaust local remedies before commencing international arbitration. Other enterprises-based definitions of investment. Next, we have the India-Uzbekistan relations. Okay. Uzbekistan is India's key partner in the Central Asian region. Different dimensions of engagement includes economic relations. India is among Uzbekistan top 10 trade partners in 2024. Security and defense cooperation, joint military exercises, thus link multilateral organizations. Both countries cooperate in various international forums like the United Nations, G20, BRICS, and the CEO. Energy security signed a contract with Uzbekistan for supplying uranium or concentrates. Okay, people-to-people ties. There is an estimated Indian community of 40,000 in Uzbekistan. India United Arab Emirates Bilateral Investment Treaty (BIT) came into effect. Okay, BIT signed in Abu Dhabi in February 2024, entered into the force with effect on 31st August 2024. Bilateral Investment Promotion and Protection Agreement between India UAE signed in 2013, expired in September. Okay, key features of India UAE BIT: investor state dispute settlement through arbitration with the mandatory exhaustion of local remedies for 3 years. A clause assessed based in definition of investment with coverage of portfolio investment, treatment of investment with obligation for non-denial of justice, no fundamental breach of due process. Okay, provides protections of investment from exploration provides for transparency, transfers, and compensation for losses. Okay, India United Arab Emirates relation trade. UAE is third. India's third largest trading partner after US and China. Defense conduct joint military exercise in desert cycle. Okay, and security. And energy security, the UAE continues to be an important supplier of crude, LNG, and LPG to Indian market. India is the largest importer of oil and fourth largest importer of LNG. Okay, significance of India UAE bid 2024. UAE is the seventh largest FTA source for India with the shares of 33%, 9 billion in our total FTA received in the country from April 2024. Boost confidence of investors by assuming minimum standard of treatment and non-discrimination while providing an independent forum for dispute settlement by arbitration. Committee of CETAN Group. Okay, in the Indian External Affairs Ministers participate in the first ever joint ministerial meeting in CETAN and L19. Okay, thank you.